Hi everyone, my name's Richard. I'm a best-selling author and award-winning publisher. And in this video I'm going to talk to you about the size of your book. A lot of people say to me on my book training courses, how long should my book be, and also what dimension should the book be? So I want to talk about those two specific subjects. So the first thing to consider with regards to the length of the book is the genre. If your book is a fiction book, for example, mystery, crime, thriller or novel, then it's generally going to be a lot longer than a non-fiction book or a children's book. So a fiction book would usually be 300 pages plus. Of course it doesn't have to be, because it could be a short story, but generally those types of books, those genre books, are going to be a lot longer. If you take a non-fiction book, for example, something like this one, is a couple of books here: How to Represent Yourself in Family Court, How to Write and Publish a Best-Selling Book, then they are going to generally be shorter, but it all depends on the content. What I want you to do when considering the length of your book is, first of all, think about your reader. How long would they expect the book to be? So if we just take a look at this one again, the How to Represent Yourself in Family Court book, if this book, you ordered it from Amazon and it dropped through your letterbox and it was that thick, i.e. 270 pages, you would feel quite overwhelmed, especially if you were in that position that you were going to family court. Whereas if it came through your letterbox and it was that thin, okay, then you could think to yourself, well, I could read that in a day. So it's about customer or reader expectations. What do they want from the book? So think about that from their perspective. When they get the book, obviously it's different from for a Kindle book, but if a book goes through their letterbox, lands on the floor from Amazon, what would they expect? And conversely, with this book which I wrote, How to Write and Publish a Best-Selling Book, you can get a free copy of this, by the way, by clicking the link below the video. But this book, you would expect it to be a lot longer because there's so much content for me to go through. So if this book was only 100 pages long, you'd think, well, it's not really enough information in there for me to learn how to write and publish a book. So it's all about customer or reader expectations. What do they expect from the book? Another important tip is to go in your local bookstore. So if you're in the UK, you could go in like Waterstones and have a look at the genre of book that you're going to be writing in and see what other authors and publishers are doing, and that will give you a good steer. Now, with regards to the size of the book, and I'm talking about dimensions here, the height versus the width, what I did when I set up my publishing company is I went along to Waterstones and I took one of these with me. I took a ruler with me and I actually measured the dimensions of other people's books to decide what size I was going to write and publish my books in. So my career-related books, I'm basically an ex-firefighter who writes career books. I went into Waterstones, looked at what other people were doing and also about customer expectations, and I simply measured in millimeters the height and the width of books that I like the look and feel of, and then I sent that to my book cover designer and said to him, these are the dimensions that I want the book cover design in. With regards to this book, you'll see it's a lot larger because it's more of a not a technical manual, but there's more in-depth technical information within this book, and therefore it needs to be a lot bigger. So I have this series of book for like this kind and this kind of content, and then for my career related ones they're a lot smaller. And you also again have to think about customer expectations. What does the reader want? Like this kind of book you'd want to be able to put in your bag or in your back pocket, carry it around with you, whereas this one is more the kind of book that you're going to write in and take notes in. So consider those things. So there's a few things there with regards to the length of the book, with regards to the thickness, and also the size of the book, the dimensions. So like I say, go along to Waterstones, height and width in millimeters, and send that along to your book cover designer. So in another video on my channel, I'm going to talk about book pricing and also about ISBNs and barcodes. I hope you've enjoyed the short video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Like I say, if you want a free copy of this book, a download copy, then click the link below the video. It'll take you through to my website and you can get a free copy of it. Thank you very much for watching.